In this experiment, we delve into the fascinating concept of communicating with a dog using speech buttons. These buttons, each programmed with a specific word or phrase, offer a unique way for dogs to express their needs and thoughts. The inspiration for this approach comes from recent advancements in animal cognition research, which suggests that dogs are capable of understanding and using human language cues more than previously believed. By introducing speech buttons, we aim to bridge the gap between human and canine communication, making interactions more meaningful. This method has gained popularity among pet owners and trainers who are eager to explore new ways of connecting with their animals. Through this experiment, we hope to uncover insights into how dogs perceive language and whether technology can enhance their ability to communicate. Communication buttons are specially designed devices that allow pets to express their needs and feelings using recorded words or phrases. Each button can be programmed with a specific sound, such as food, outside, or play, enabling animals to communicate more clearly with their human companions. When a pet presses a button, it activates the recorded message, making it easier for owners to understand what their pet wants. These buttons are often arranged in clusters or on mats, allowing pets to choose from multiple options. Commonly, they are used to help pets indicate basic needs, request activities, or even share emotions. Over time, many animals learn to use combinations of buttons to form simple sentences, enhancing their ability to interact and bond with their families. Setting up the buttons at home begins with selecting the words you want your dog to learn. Start with simple, everyday words like outside, play, or food, which are relevant to your dog's routine. Once you've chosen the words, arrange the buttons in a location that is easily accessible for your dog, such as near their favorite resting spot or close to the door. Make sure the buttons are spaced out enough so your dog can press each one comfortably. It's important to prepare the environment by removing distractions and ensuring the area is safe. This thoughtful setup helps your dog focus and encourages consistent interaction with the buttons. As the buttons are introduced to the dog, its initial reactions are a mix of curiosity and caution. The dog approaches the unfamiliar objects, sniffing and inspecting them closely. Gradually, its interest grows as it begins to understand that these buttons are interactive. With gentle encouragement, the dog makes its first tentative attempts at pressing the buttons, sometimes using its paw and other times its nose. Each successful press is met with intrigue as the dog starts to associate its actions with the sounds or rewards that follow. These early moments lay the foundation for further learning and engagement with the buttons. The training process begins by introducing the dog to each button individually. Trainers use positive reinforcement, such as treats and praise, to associate a specific word or concept with each button. For example, when teaching the outside button, the trainer presses the button and immediately takes the dog outdoors. Repetition is key, as the dog gradually learns to connect the button press with the desired outcome. Consistency in practice sessions helps reinforce these associations, making it easier for the dog to remember what each button means. Over time, the dog becomes more confident and begins to use the buttons independently to communicate its needs. The early stages of training were marked by a series of challenges and setbacks. Many participants struggled to grasp new concepts, leading to frequent misunderstandings and moments of uncertainty. Instructions sometimes seemed unclear, causing confusion and hesitation among the group. As mistakes accumulated, frustration grew, testing the patience and resilience of everyone involved. These difficulties highlighted the steep learning curve and the importance of perseverance. Despite the obstacles, each setback became a valuable lesson, gradually shaping a stronger foundation for future progress. After weeks of patient training, a breakthrough finally occurs. The dog approaches the button panel, hesitates briefly, and then presses the button labeled outside. Instantly, the owner recognizes the significance of this moment. Their pet has just communicated a clear desire using technology. Overwhelmed with excitement and pride, the owner responds enthusiastically, praising the dog and granting its request. This first successful interaction marks a turning point, demonstrating the potential for meaningful two-way communication. The atmosphere is filled with joy and anticipation for what future conversations might hold. As new buttons are introduced, the dog's vocabulary expands, offering fresh opportunities for communication. Each button represents a distinct word or concept, allowing the dog to express more nuanced thoughts and desires. Observing the dog's reactions reveals how quickly it adapts to these additional options, often experimenting with new combinations. Over time, the dog may begin to use the buttons in more sophisticated ways, forming short phrases or requesting specific activities. This process highlights the animal's capacity for learning and its willingness to engage with increasingly complex forms of interaction. The evolving vocabulary not only strengthens the bond between dog and owner, but also deepens our understanding of animal cognition. Throughout training, the dog demonstrated remarkable ability to use the buttons for communication. On several occasions, the dog pressed the outside button to indicate a need to go for a walk, often pairing it with the play button to express excitement. There were moments when the dog used the food button during mealtimes, clearly signaling hunger. Notably, after a family member returned home, the dog pressed the happy button, showing emotional awareness. These interactions highlight the dog's growing understanding of how to use the buttons to convey both basic needs and more complex feelings. During the experiment, several unexpected outcomes added an element of surprise and humor to the process. At one point, a reaction produced an unusual color change that none of the participants anticipated, causing laughter and curiosity. In another instance, a piece of equipment malfunctioned in a harmless but amusing way, briefly interrupting the procedure. Some results defied initial predictions, prompting participants to rethink their approach and discuss possible explanations. These moments not only lightened the atmosphere, but also highlighted the unpredictable nature of scientific exploration. Such surprises often lead to valuable insights and memorable experiences for everyone involved. While button communication offers dogs a unique way to interact with humans, it does come with certain limitations. The vocabulary available is restricted to the words programmed into the device, which means dogs can only express concepts that have corresponding buttons. Abstract ideas, complex emotions, or nuanced requests often remain out of reach. Additionally, the method relies on the dog's understanding and memory of each button's meaning, which can lead to miscommunication or repetitive use of familiar words. Physical constraints, such as the dog's ability to press the buttons accurately, also play a role. Ultimately, button communication provides a window into the dog's thoughts, but it cannot capture the full depth and complexity of their experiences. After completing the experiment, it's important to compare the actual results with our initial expectations. By reflecting on the outcomes, we can determine whether the experiment met our hopes or revealed unexpected findings. Sometimes, the results align closely with predictions, confirming our understanding of the topic. Other times, discrepancies may arise, prompting us to reconsider our assumptions or explore new explanations. This process not only highlights what was learned, but also helps identify areas for further investigation. Ultimately, reflecting on the experiment's results deepens our knowledge and guides future research. If you're considering introducing button communication to your pet, it's important to start with patience and realistic expectations. Begin by choosing simple words that relate to your pet's daily life, such as food, play, or outside. Consistency is key. Use the same word and button each time and reinforce the connection by pressing the button before the activity. Remember, learning takes time, and every animal progresses at their own pace. Celebrate small successes and avoid frustration if your pet doesn't respond immediately. With regular practice and positive reinforcement, you may notice your pet beginning to understand and use the buttons to communicate their needs. In conclusion, this experiment has offered a unique glimpse into the possibilities of communicating with dogs using buttons. Throughout the process, both human and canine participants have developed a stronger bond built on mutual understanding and patience. The use of buttons has not only facilitated clearer communication, but also deepened the emotional connection between owner and pet. While there are challenges and limitations to this method, the experience highlights the remarkable intelligence and adaptability of dogs. Ultimately, these interactions remind us of the importance of empathy and creativity in bridging the gap between species. The journey may be ongoing, but the progress made so far is both promising and inspiring.